Hi, it's me, Brodie McLeod again, with another one of my YouTube videos. What I'm going to do is take you through some of my wacky inventions and hopefully encourage somebody to take charge of them so that the money can be used for altruistic and holistic ends. Don't want to go into too much detail about people's privacy and their personal life, but I don't want to be a rich man. I've already got enough money, and I'm very grateful for what I get. So should you be, in fact, if you want to be involved in this project. There's potential equity available for investors or benefactors who might be disaffected or in any other way damaged by the shitstorm which has unfolded. Here's the first product. Hope you like it. A bit more detail. So AI considers this to be the holy grail of display tech. Real holograms in frozen smoke. For decades, the tech industry has chased the Star Wars hologram, a 3D image you can walk around and view from any angle without strapping on a clunky headset to your face. Until now, we've relied on stereoscopic trickery like VR headsets or 3D movie glasses that forces your eyes to converge on a flat screen while pretending to focus on distant objects. This sensory mismatch causes VR sickness and visual fatigue. The solution has finally arrived, not through better screens, but through a brilliant mirage of advanced chemistry, telecommunications lasers, and an exotic material known as Silica Aerogel. How it works, the invisible paintbrush. To understand this technology, you need to imagine a completely transparent block of glass, but instead of glass, the canvas is made of what they call silica aerogel, a material so light and porous that it's often called frozen smoke. Suspended invisibly inside this aerogel block are billions of highly engineered microscopic specks called upconversion nanoparticles, or UCNPs. Hidden around the edges of this block are infrared lasers, the exact same cheap mass-produced lasers used to send internet signals down fibre optic cables. These lasers shoot invisible beams into the aerogel block. When a single invisible beam passes through the block, nothing happens. But when two invisible beams cross paths and intersect at a specific coordinate inside the gel, the combined energy wakes up the nanoparticles at that exact spot. Instantly, they emit a bright visible dot of coloured light. These are called voxels. By rapidly moving these intersecting lasers around the block, the system can draw glowing, fully 3D shapes that float inside the aerogel. Because the lasers move so fast, your eye just sees a solid, glowing 3D object. The science, upconversion explained. Now, normally in physics, materials absorb high energy light, like UV, and emit lower energy light, like visible glow-in-the-dark stars. This technology does the exact opposite through a process called anti-Stokes photoluminescence, or upconversion. Think of it like two children tossing a tennis ball. Neither has enough strength to throw the ball over a tall fence, but they could somehow perfectly combine their throwing power. At the same time, at the same moment, the ball would clear the fence. The nanoparticles act as an energy funnel, absorbing multiple low-energy invisible infrared photons and fusing them into a single high-energy visible photon. To make this bright enough for a commercial display, scientists engineer these nanoparticles with a staggering level of precision, using a multi-layered core shell architecture. The exact chemical composition looks like this. Feel free to not understand that. In simple terms, this is a microscopic relay race. So sensitizers, neodymium in the outer shell acts as the antenna, harvesting the invisible laser light. Then you've got mediators. Ytterbium acts, so I just cancelled your mobs there. Ytterbium will terbium, acts as the wiring, passing the energy inwards. Activators, called erbium and holmium, at the core act as the light bulb, finally emitting the visible bright colour. The inert outer shells act as insulation, ensuring none of this energy leaks out, a flaw in older tech called surface quenching. So real-world applications, moving beyond the screen. Because this display is solid state and has no moving parts, entirely transparent and causes zero eye strain, its applications immediately disrupt several high-value sectors. The first one, and the best one really, is surgical and medical imaging. The surgeon can look at an active 1:1 scale glowing 3D recreation of a patient's beating heart or brain tumour floating on a table in the operating room, allowing multiple doctors to point, plan and discuss the surgery with perfect spatial awareness. Collaborative engineering and architecture. Automotive aerospace engineers can stand around a desk and view a highly detailed rotating engine block, seeing how parts fit together natively without needing VR headsets. High-end digital signage and retail. Luxury brands and high-end retail can deploy floating glasses-free 3D product displays in small atriums or storefront windows, instantly capturing consumer attention. The 10-year pathway to fortune. Why will this technology be worth a fortune? Because it perfectly intersects with the exploding extended reality XR market, but solves the hardware friction that limits XR adoption, which is headsets. Furthermore, the manufacturing is highly scalable. The Silica Aerogel can be formulated as an ink and 3D printed with sub-millimeter precision, meaning we can mass produce these transparent canvases. Here is the 10-year realistic market capture pathway based on macroeconomic forecasts. So the first column you've got here is market segment. You've got the global XR market, holographic displays and holographic telepresence. Now the 2025 market size of the first one, you can see there 193, 3.31 and 2.66 billion respectively in the second column. Then you've got the 10-year projected size, much larger, 3 trillion, 31 billion and 9 billion by 2030. So expected trajectory and penetration. UCMP displays will capture the premium enterprise segment of this broader market, shifting reliance away from headsets. Primary target TAM. This technology is poised to become the dominant standard within this specific high growth sector. Secondary TAM, used for next gen Zoom meetings where 3D avatars are projected into physical rooms. So the 10-year commercialization strategy. Years 1 to 3 would be the premium enterprise wedge. The technology launches as a high margin, low volume product specifically for medical imaging and defense aerospace engineering. Price tags will be high, but the return on investment for a hospital or engineering firm justifies the cost. Years 4 to 7, telepresence and commercial scaling. As 3D printing of aerogel chassis becomes cheaper via economies of scale, the tech enters the 9.3 billion telepresence market. Boardrooms begin installing volumetric displays for executive meetings, and luxury digital signage adopts this tech. Years 8 to 10 is the ubiquity phase. By 2035, the holographic display market reaches 31 billion. Because this technology relies on cheap telecom lasers and scalable 3D printed gel, it will rapidly crowd out older mechanical 3D display attempts. The realistic capture of 15 to 20% of the pure holographic display TAM yields a net market valuation of roughly 4.5 to 6 billion for the leading hardware manufacturers of this specific UCNP tech. The bottom line, this is a works first technology because it doesn't fight physics. It leverages it by using off-the-shelf telecom lasers to paint light inside a completely passive 3D printed block of frozen smoke. It bypasses the processing bottlenecks, battery limits and biological eye strain that have plagued the XR industry for a decade. And that's just some AI shit about manufacturing processes and stuff like that. And here's a picture which you'll see on the YouTube video, but I'll make some more of these just as a little playlist. But I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully we can save loads of lives, make loads of money, and everyone will be happy. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Not trying to get rich, just want to help out for a change. Cheers.